friends, welcome to My Chemical Fancast. I'm Kat.
And I'm Haley.
And this is a podcast dedicated to all things My Chemical Romance. I almost wanted to fill in your line and say, and I'm Haley.
We've done this before where I wanted to say that I'm Kat. And, well, how the turns have tabled.
Like, I felt it as, like, on the M in I'm. I was like, what am I going to say next? Is it going to be me? Or is it going to be her? It was me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
Face to face.
Oh, well, we're not face to face.
Don't want to be enemies.
Wow.
Don't wanna be enemies.
I've been jamming to Hilary Duff for the past 2 days. And it was her second studio album, self-titled Hilary Duff.
That's the best one.
Yeah. It has all the songs from Raise Your Voice on it. And they slap. Like, honestly, they just slap.
Anyway, I believe this podcast is about Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
Is that right? A podcast about all things Hilary Duff.
A podcast about all things Hilary Duff. First I want to talk about her starring role in Cadet Kelly.
Yes, Cadet Kelly.
Wow, what an incredible film. What an iconic piece of cinematography.
Okay, should we get into the next release of Conventional Weapons?
No, I have to talk about Hilary Duff's starring role.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, Conventional Weapons, 2 X's. Because 1 X is not enough. So this release, I think, is the hardest hitting release of all of Conventional Weapons.
All of them?
Yeah, man. You don't think these 2 songs slap the hardest?
I mean, they slap, but do they hit the hardest?
Oh, I think they hit the hardest.
I feel like Light Behind Your Eyes hits the hardest. Like,
okay, but
hits
listen.
in a different way.
Yes, but that's not the same thing. I just think these are like, as far as songs go, I think these go pretty fucking hard, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
no,
just
they
how I
do.
feel.
They do. It goes in a different way, though. It depends on what kind of, like, hits the hardest you're talking about. Because, like, emotionally, last episode, for sure.
Sure.
But, yeah, no, these 2 go TF off.
They slap.
Yeah.
So let's talk about them. Okay, so first one is Kiss the Ring.
This pops the fuck off.
It pops the fuck off.
He's
He has got
angry.
something to say.
He's angry.
He's angry. Okay, here's his tweet about it. Kiss the fucking ring. Another song about being in the band. Makes me think of Satan, Armies of Hell, Agents, LA.
I love that
That's
hell
his
is
tweet about it.
capitalized.
Yeah, Armies of Hell.
It's like real bluesy and real hard at the same time, like hard blues, which I guess is just quintessential rock and roll. It's what rock and roll is like hard blues.
I'm just gonna, apologize right here. I'm gonna keep this in. Like, I've got a cat situation, so sorry for all these weird noises.
Yeah, we've both got cat situations.
I didn't used to. The cats just got here, okay? They're a new addition, and we're still working stuff out.
They're adjusting.
They're adjusting. But back to the song. Okay. Yes. So this was one that they had completed early on, and they played it live, and it was like the same, like the exact same. Except on their set list, I think they called it LA Heavy.
Yeah.
For whatever that meant.
So this was one of the songs that they played at the Roxy as well, like the secret show they had at the Roxy in 2009, which everyone lost their shit about when we heard about it. Holy shit. Do you remember that?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, it was explosive. People were losing their minds. I was losing my mind. So videos came out from this show, and we all heard this, and we were like, what the fuck? Excuse me.
I mean, it's so different from
It's
like
so
from
we were
Parade
so
or even
into it.
Revenge. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's so punk, you know, and
Yeah.
it's just like whiplash from what they had been doing.
Yeah, I mean the guitar tones in the beginning, the very, very beginning where it sounds like they haven't turned the amp on yet. I love that. It's like you're walking in on a practice,
Yeah.
and it has just like a, kind of a visceral vibe to it that's like, we're not prepared. Here we fucking go. Like, we're running off into this song because we're angry and we can't hold back.
We're angry.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
angry.
I tried, this is like the intro that I did for this set of episodes for the podcast. And I tried to like do that a little bit, but I don't know if you can tell in the recording. But that is really cool, and it's something I really like. They're really upset in this. They're really mad at a lot of people. They're mad at the man,
Oh
obviously.
yeah, the man.
Obviously. They're mad at LA. They're mad at the industry.
Mm-hmm.
They're mad at record executives. Really, the only people they're not mad at are the people who listen to the music, and that's it. That's all.
That's about it. Everybody else can fuck off.
That's right.
It's kissing the ring of the king, swearing fealty to the bourgeoisie. This is how I know Gerard is down for the uprising, because he fucking hates these rich people.
Even though he is a rich person.
I know it's really confusing. But I would say that he is not as rich as the other rich people. So
That's true. And he came into money.
yeah, so comparatively, he's not as bad, I guess.
Not as bad. He still has to go down, but maybe he could be redeemed.
Yeah, like we'll give him at least a trial.
Yeah. And he might
before
give
we
up his
eat
money
him.
before you eat him. That's the next song. You gotta hold on to that.
Oh, I will.
That's where the cannibalism is. Okay. But there's a lot of... Okay, so this song and the next song, there's a lot of fucking lyrics to break down.
Yes.
Do we want to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so some of these lyrics are like kind of like tongue-in-cheek and meta.
Uh-huh.
Let's start from the fucking top.
Yep.
We kill the girls to get paid.
Oh, boy.
What a fucking burn.
Wow. Listen.
Fuck the Daily Mail, right?
Listen. This
Jesus.
line is dark as fuck.
Yes, it is.
And Gerard is still so upset about the emo suicide cult thing. Like, seriously. Honestly, this isn't that much later. This is only a couple years later.
No, it's pretty fucking recent.
Yeah, he's still so upset about it. Understandably so. I would be as well.
We kill the girls to get paid.
Oh,
like, putting it in
man.
a song. Holy shit, that is ballsy.
Yeah, and it's, oh my god. When you hear this song, like, just singing it, and you're like, da 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 da, you're not thinking about the lyrics, you're like, yeah, this slaps, this is, like, really soulful and sassy. But, like, we kill the girls to get paid.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god. I can't even... Okay. One of the lines that he says is... This is a little bit later on. I may be jumping forward too much, but I have to address it right now or else I will explode.
Do it.
Is it hard to stay clean? This line kills me. And that's all I can say about it. I can't even verbalize how this line makes me feel, because it's like tragic and it's really sad, but it's also really angry and like pissed off, and there's just a lot.
Yeah, it's mad. Okay, so like the staying clean is like a thread that runs throughout the song.
Yeah.
Because it changes a couple times, and it starts with "You'll go far, stay clean," which kind of sounds like either something someone told him or something that maybe he told himself, but it sounds more like something someone told him.
Yeah.
And then it turns into, is it hard to stay clean? And so there's kind of like a narrative there of being famous, being big, having all this suicide cult bullshit and all these record executives trying to make money off you, and you're trying to like do your thing that actually means something. And then you get to, is it hard to stay clean?
Yeah.
Just an environment that's not conducive to sobriety, and like he's upset about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, he has a family and he has a real reason to stay clean, and it's probably a struggle. I mean,
for sure.
We know it was a struggle, which makes this even more gutting when you know what was going on around this time. I need to put that line way the fuck over there across a football field. Because anything dealing with Gerard's like relapse or anything with him dealing with struggling to stay clean is too much for me, and I get very emotional, and I can't talk about it.
Well, let's talk about, okay, so as we have discussed, they're angry.
Yes.
Let the suits watch each other kill one another.
Break a pool stick in half and let them go at it.
Let them go at it. It doesn't matter if the words don't mean a thing.
Yeah. The bourgeoisie don't give a fuck about you.
They do not. They don't give a fuck about what the band is trying to do or what Gerard is trying to do. They're trying to get paid, and that's about it.
Yep. As long as you're making money, who cares what the message is?
As long as you're making money, who cares what the message is? Who cares if you're clean? Who cares if you're happy? Who cares about your fans? Who fucking cares?
Mm-hmm.
As long as they get their bag.
Yep. I'm surprised that Warner Brothers didn't demolish them after this song. You know, because you know that they have to go into a meeting with the label and show them what they have so far, like a progress report.
I feel like it would have been very quiet.
Yeah. And, I'm just imagining them sitting there and, like, listening to this, and then Gerard is just staring them dead in the face. And he's just like, yeah, I said what I said.
I think it's more that Gerard is, like, playing with a pen. He's looking at the ceiling. He's counting tiles. He's looking at Frank. He's looking at Mikey. He's doodling something on a piece of paper.
I didn't say nothing.
Honestly, though, like, I mean, we shit on Warner Brothers a lot, but, like, they're music people, and, like, they don't give a fuck, you know?
Yeah, no.
Like,
and Rob...
again, as long as they make money, like, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Rob was the president of the fucking company.
Yeah.
And he helped them produce this album. Or, not this album, but, like, he had input.
Close with them.
Yeah, he had input.
However, okay, so they're angry. They don't like the industry, even though they're working within the industry. Mm-hmm. But they're still, like, kind of defiant about it. And they have those lines, if you don't stop believing, we'll keep believing. Which I feel like is about, like, if they still have people listening to their music who believe in them, then they'll, like, keep doing what they do and not be sellouts.
Right, and it's one of those things where you have to change the system from the inside. And I think that's what they were trying to do when they, like, entered this, large, like, record label thing. They're like, yeah, we're good people and it won't change us, and, we'll do some good from the inside, but, like, that's hard.
It is hard.
Got a lot of people with a lot of money.
Yeah, and they got shit on.
Yeah.
And they also have the line, if the world stops believing, I'll keep believing that the world could make a change. And even from Bullets, like, Gerard has always been really hopeful and, like, kind of grandiose about the ability of the world to change and, like, that he could change the world. Like, that's something he's always said. And, like, even in 2009, still saying it. 7 years strong.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's consistent, at least in his beliefs and his values. He's really consistent. Dry eye left in the back of the place. We love a descending chromatic line. The drama. Yes. The soul.
It's very dramatic.
So good. Gerard utilizes his breath in this song in a way that he hasn't really done before. Not as much anyway, and not as in a noticeable kind of way. It's magical. The inhale right before the solo, the guitar solo.
Uh-huh.
It's, like, impactful. It delivers a message. The breath in Dry Eye Left gives it, like, a stuttered feeling, like he's either laughing or crying or something, probably laughing.
I always feel like it's another, like, kind of preacher moment, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like,
get that.
The quaver. I always, like, associate that with preachers.
Uh-huh. Well, I think the way that it's used there is kind of a sarcastic, like he's laughing at his own joke kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
He just uses his breath in a really interesting way in this song, and I am always into that.
Yes. Okay, I have a couple more things to point out about lyrics.
Uh-huh.
We have to acknowledge that Keep the Faith is a lyric in this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, Francis.
Francis.
Another appearance. We meet again. And there's also another mention of saints.
We love a Catholicism reference.
Yes. And, okay, so there's one line in the song which has always plagued me. And I've never been certain what it means. But I always think about whenever I hear this song, the Suicide Dolls are the last one to mate. So I looked into this.
Yeah.
Because whenever I hear this song, I always hear that line. I'm like, what the fuck is this line? So Suicide Dolls, there was like a 1999 Japanese horror film called Suicide Dolls, which kind of sounds like right up Gerard's alley.
Oh, yeah.
And it's sort of self-explanatory. Like, the title is the movie. 3 girls commit suicide. Are they the dolls, or did the dolls make them commit suicide? Like, there's like a voodoo element. But I don't know if this is a reference to that or not. Because, like, Suicide Dolls has also kind of sounded like a slight, like, against female sad fans or something, you know?
Okay.
And so that was always confusing to me. And, like, maybe if it is a slight, it would be from the media's perspective, like, that the media would call them suicide dolls. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I know that Gerard has a thing about phrases where he hears a phrase and he's like, I just want to use it. Like Action Cat. He's like, I just want to fucking use that phrase. I don't know what it means. I'm just going to use it. So I think maybe like he watched that movie, Suicide Dolls, and was like, oh, I like that phrase. I like how it sounds together. And he was like, let me just fucking use it somewhere. And it fit there. So it could be a multitude of things. It could just be that he liked the sound of it, or, you know, it's a slight against depressed female fans, which is unlikely, I feel. Or, you know, it could be anything.
I don't know. I always think about it, though, whenever I hear this song. I'm like, what the fuck is that line?
Yeah.
Why is it here? We don't have the answers. But back to the music. Sorry for interrupting, but back to the music. I really dig the background vocals in this. It's very like something... more like something you'd expect to hear in a girl band, or like specifically like a 60s like girl group. Like with the way it's sort of like chattery in the back and sort of has that like 50s like doo-wop kind of vibe or something.
Okay.
I really like that. And the guitars in this are also fucking killer. They're fucking good. And like right before the chorus, there are just like 2 descending notes, and they're so good. I don't know why I like those so much, but I do. I love that part.
No, we love descending notes. We love that.
I love it.
The guitar solo uses this tone at like one part that...
Are you talking about the funky part?
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
There's like a little funk moment.
It's so good.
It's so good. And like there's, again, like this is a very bassy record. There's a ton of bass here.
Oh, yeah.
And they do those 2 like, you know, hard strums like throughout the whole song, which is kind of like Thank You for the Venom and like a lot of other things, but it makes me think of Thank You for the Venom.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, the guitars sound like Woman by Wolfmother.
Yeah!
I don't know if it was
Sorry, I
intentional.
just like heard that song play in my head and I was like, yeah!
Yeah, I don't know if it was intentional, but like it definitely sounds really similar. I heard it and I was like, wait.
Yeah, I mean, that Wolfmother song was really fucking popular and it came out in 2006.
Oh,
so
well, there you go.
It's possible.
And in Wolfmother, too, it even has, like, the pauses in for the hey, hey.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy times, man. It's synergy and stuff. It's the universe colliding. I've been watching a lot of skating videos.
Wow.
A lot of long-haired dudes in Venice Beach. And they say things like that.
Do they?
Yes.
Wow.
You gotta feel the flow. You gotta...
Oh, my.
You gotta skate with your heart.
I see.
Soul skating.
Soul skating.
We skate for fun. We're soul skaters.
Wow. Okay.
This song fucking slaps. And is great. But you know what song slaps harder?
No.
Fucking Make Room. song slaps the fucking hardest.
3 exclamation points.
Oh yeah, and it fucking deserves it, okay? That punctuation is accurate. This might be the hardest, like, the song that goes the hardest on Confession Weapons. Like,
Wow.
it does the most.
Harder than Boy Division?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Listen, and Boy Division slaps too, but like, holy shit, make room.
Yeah, no. I'm there with you. Let's start with the tweet.
Okay, so Gerard's tweet about this was, haha, make room. Man, I was really pissed about being famous. What a great song, though. CW should have sounded like the Stooges.
I mean, it does sound like the Stooges.
It does. Point 1, CW does sound like the Stooges.
I don't know what he's talking about. Should have.
Point 2, this is a great song. Point 3, you were very pissed about being famous.
You know, Gerard should write more when he's angry.
He's so mad.
Because he writes really good songs when he's angry.
So mad. When he's mad, when he's sad, it's all very good.
The extreme emotions.
Yes. So, I mean, really pissed about being famous. It was 2009. They had just blown the fuck up, honestly, like the year before. Like, 2008 was like their biggest year. And their world totally fucking changed.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before, how they went on this huge, like, 2-year-long tour that was very ill-advised. And they played these, like, giant fucking arenas. And they were household names. And they had, like, a big, I think, number 2 hit. I don't think Welcome to Black Parade was ever a number 1.
Because of fucking Miley Cyrus.
I know. Because of Miley Cyrus. But they had a big number 2 Billboard charting hit. And they had a huge record. And they had a fucking Grammy nomination.
Yeah.
It became fucking wild. And they're just, like, some punks from New Jersey. And suddenly they're doing all these things and have all this press and they're on all these magazines and they have all this money and they have all this pressure and like, dude's pissed. He exploded. This was the explosion.
This is the explosion. I love that. Love the explosion.
Love that for him.
Love that for him. Let it out, honey. So we talked about this song was heavily dissected for use in Danger Days.
Yes.
Like heavily. And we've discussed what was used before. The title, Make Room, is the title of a Harry Harrison novel, which became Soylent Green, the movie.
Yes.
The movie is different, but Make Room was basically about overpopulation.
Yes. And it's about cannibalism, you know?
Yeah,
Soylent
casual.
Green is people. But so I take issue with that, and I don't believe it, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna need to see a reference.
Okay, I mean, no, that's valid. That's just what I am aware of in pop culture. Like, that, you know, that those two words have been put together with an exclamation point before, and, like, that's where it was.
Yeah, I just, like, so I saw that on Genius.com, that Genius.com wanted me to believe that this was a reference to Soylent Green.
Well,
and
when has Genius.com ever steered you wrong before, Kat?
Fucking never. Fucking, it's the fucking Bible. They've never been wrong about anything in their whole lives.
No, it really is. This annotation is unreviewed.
Oh, shit. So the reason people think it's a reference is because he says make room twice, and the story is like make room. And that the first verse has the word cannibalism in it. But I feel like that's not enough for me personally. I just don't think it makes sense in the context of the song, but it's also like not a big deal. It's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. I think if it were pulled from the novel, like, I don't think it has a ton of impact on the song. If it were pulled from the novel, I think it's just one of those things where Gerard was like, oh yeah, those two things sound good together and I want to use it.
Yeah, very possible. I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Only
But what I am
Gerard.
telling you out there, listeners, is that Genius.com is not always right. Like, just take it with a grain of salt.
A cube of salt.
A whole salt shaker, if you wish.
A salt lamp. How about a lamp?
Salt lamp, a Himalayan salt lamp. So, okay, as I have mentioned, the song fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Should we start with the music or should we start with the lyrics?
I am going to start with the instrumental
Mm-hmm.
because I have less to say about the instrumental. Not that it's bad in any way, shape, or form. I just have less to say. The guitar line, this is a dance song. Like, I want to see
Oh, yeah.
a routine to, if anyone listening is a dancer, please choreograph a routine to Make Room, because it fucking goes off. And you know that video that's like, that's going around right now that's like, you can't dance to My Chemical Romance, and it's that one guy
Yes.
who's like really weirdly dancing. I want someone to overlay Make Room into that, because that's the vibe.
That's achievable. Can be done.
Wow. The internet is amazing. So many things are possible.
Yeah, this song, the guitars are excellent. What I love about this song is that instrumentally, there is a narrative. Like, this song builds, it ebbs and flows, okay? It fucking ebbs and flows like the ocean waves in California.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking roller coaster. And the bridge? So, okay, the bridge is like the appetizer, right? It's kind of one of their best bridges ever, but not for like what it is, it's for what it leads to.
Right.
Well, alright. Well, alright. Well, alright. Well, alright. Well, alright. Well, alright. She's alright. Everybody in the room is alright.
The buildup in the bridge is so good. The way that it just starts adding things, and like the drums come in, and that's great, and then the guitar fancies come in, and that's great,
Oh,
and
the
pace
guitar fancies.
yes, the pace picks up, and that's great. There's just so much anticipation. Do you feel it?
Yeah, no, I do.
Like, I'm on the edge of my seat listening to this song,
Yeah.
and then it just fucking explodes.
Wants to die. We're never gonna change the world. We're never gonna change the world. 'Cause we are never gonna die. Everybody wants to change the world. Everybody wants to change the world, but no one wants to die.
It has like the guitar builds, and there's like a little break of silence, and they just fucking shred and lose their minds, and it's fantastic.
I love when they lose their minds. So Ray at the end goes the fuck off.
Listen, everything is a cacophony, and you can't hear anything. You can't even hear Gerard.
I can hear Ray.
You just hear Ray shredding.
Yes.
That's all you hear.
That's
and then
all
you
I
hear a
need.
scream. That's all you fucking need to live. You just hear all these instruments making noise, and then over top of it comes Ray Toro. Shredding his heart out.
I wish every day of my life were like that. That guitar solo is my life's breath. It is my blood. It is everything. And thank you so much for my life, Ray Toro.
It's the Eucharist, like the blood and body of Christ. Like,
Yes. Oh
it's a
my
different
gosh.
version.
Wow. Like, he has turned my blood to wine. He has turned the air into rainbow crystals that
I think
fill
that's
my
the
lungs.
opposite of how it works.
No, it's exactly how it
Turn
works.
your blood to wine.
That's exactly how it works. I feel like that, in the Black Cauldron, that skeleton that gets drunk, that's
And like how? How does he get drunk?
doesn't
He's a
matter.
skeleton.
It's magic. Yeah,
It's so
that's what
good.
this guitar solo makes me feel like. I love this fucking solo. It's everything.
It sounds just like so much fucking fun. Like, if they played this live, it would be so much
Oh
fun.
my god.
Right?
Imagine. Oh boy.
Also, okay, so Gerard, his delivery of these words in the song, like, he's like almost spitting bars, Like, he's just
Yes.
spitting it out.
You know what I would love to see is Gerard Way in a rap battle, because I feel like he could really go off.
I feel like he wouldn't. He'd lose, but
No, it doesn't
just-
matter if he wins or loses. I'm saying
Okay.
that, especially Gerard at this time period,
Angry Gerard.
angry Gerard, he has a lot to say. Just give him something to go on, and then he'll just make some shit up, and it'll be phenomenal. Oh my god, I want to see it.
I also love the little screams in this. Screams aren't even the right word to call them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're very old school sounding, and in general, the vocals on this song are kind of old school sounding, which is kind of weird because the guitars are really modern sounding, very slick. But I dig it, and there's also that same 60s like girl group backing vocals in this. Which are great. Let's talk about the lyrics.
Yes.
The cannibals are starving when they're looking at you.
Cannibals are starving when they're looking at you. I'm terrified. Who are the cannibals? Who are they looking at? Is it me or is it a general you?
So I think there are two ways to take the line. One of them is so dumb that I didn't write it down because it was my first thought, and then I was like, that's dumb. So the first way to take it, which I feel is not the right way, is that the cannibals are looking at you, but you're nothing. You're not a person.
Oh.
They can't eat you.
Oh my.
You know, because you're a fame monster.
Wow.
And you're not even a human being anymore.
Imagine,
but I feel like that's not right.
Imagine a cannibal like seeing you and being like, I don't want to eat that. You're like, why not?
Yeah, imagine the rejection.
What's wrong with me?
Everything.
Rather than the relief that you should feel.
But the second way to take it is that the cannibals are looking at you and they're starving and they're going to eat you alive because they're ravenous.
Is it the paparazzi?
Could be the paparazzi, could be the fans.
Record companies?
Could be the record companies, could be the media.
Yeah.
Could be the industry.
The industry.
Yes.
It could be any of those things, the most terrifying of which is the fans, because they will eat you, and
yes,
they will not feel bad about it.
They will not hesitate.
They will store your liver in the freezer.
Yes. So this line kind of goes in hand with, I know you get excited when the cameras go,
Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
which is another great delivery moment.
Really good.
He committed.
He did. I love when he
Also, wasn't there a
commits.
Fall Out Boy song that kind of did something similar?
Yeah, it was in the very beginning. There's
don't
There's the very first song.
Oh, yeah.
Flashes
Like,
and yeah. Yeah.
I think that wasn't what I was actually thinking of. I think I was thinking of maybe the song they did with Courtney Love or something.
Oh, yes. That's exactly it. Rat-a-tat-tat.
Oh, yes. That's
Yeah,
what it is,
rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat-tat.
I don't know if that's actually meant to be the same thing, but...
No, well, I think that one is supposed to be a gun.
Well, honestly, the first time I heard this, I think I thought that he was trying to make gunshot sounds.
Yeah, well, that's normally what it's used for. The rat-tat-tat is usually gunshot sounds, but he's using it as... I mean, maybe that's intentional, though, of like...
I don't know, man.
You know,
Who fucking knows?
Camera versus gun.
I want to point out Karate Lessons with a Killing Machine.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is another Count Dante reference. Because he was a killing machine.
Yes.
And he taught karate.
Well, this came before Black Dragon Fighting Society. So
Yeah.
maybe this was like the seed of inspiration for that.
Yes, the poison hand weapons. This was the first instance.
Oh, God. We are never going to change the world because we are never going to die.
Hey.
The screaming die. Holy shit. The delivery is incredible. Spot on. The emotion is there.
The emotion is there. Can we talk about the logic behind that line real quick?
Yes.
Okay. Let's think about that. The only way you can change the world is by dying. Is that not the most Gerard shit you've ever fucking heard?
Yeah.
The only way you can change the world is by being a martyr, is by going down in a blaze of glory, is by getting in a gunfight, is by being burned at the stake. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. That is like, I don't know. That's very hard hitting for me to hear flipped around in this way.
And I think a sister line to this is the how wrong we were to think that immortality meant never dying. It's really, really similar to this because immortality, like wrong to think that immortality meant never dying, means like you're gonna die but your immortality is the legacy you leave behind.
Yeah, like dying as a way to enact change. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's been such like the clearest piece of logic that is carried on through every single My Chemical Romance record,
Yeah.
through everything they've ever done.
Legacy.
And like, yeah, and like that line in Vampires and this line in Make Room is like one of the only times where you see it flipped around and you can see like how conscious he is of it. Like, I want to talk to him about that. Can we just discuss that for a long time,
Hey,
Gerard?
at
Like,
Gerard, got a couple questions here.
where does this come from? Like, it's so fucking Catholic.
We have to talk.
It's so Catholic.
We have to talk about his martyr complex. I want to talk to him about it right to his face.
Yes, I need to know. Because, like, I mean, it's like the mixture of everything that he consumes, you know? Like, it's Catholicism, but it's also, like, superheroes. Like, except that superheroes kind of never die. But when they do die, in the very rare instances, it's, like, earth-shattering, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always, like, dying for a moral cause. I don't know. I just have a lot of feelings about it.
I have a lot of feelings.
I have a lot of feelings. So that line is... that's one that will leave you thinking for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, its sister is the big one. Everybody wants to change the world, but no one wants to die.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Danger Days.
Yeah.
It's Nana. It's foreshadowing.
Yep. The cocaine reference.
Yes.
White lines, nosebleeds.
Yikes.
Oh boy. Gerard, please. He's just... he's so upset. And
He's so upset.
I need him to take a breath.
No.
He will not breathe.
This song is not about breathing.
I refuse. You know what that reminds me of? It's just a child that like is holding their breath and is refusing to breathe.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Throwing a tantrum.
Even just thinking about that terrifies me. Even though I've never experienced it. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know why. But just thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know what I would do.
Let them pass out, my dude. Sometimes they just have to learn. They will breathe eventually.
Me and You and All of This Living Dead.
Yes. Oh my god. Another kind of vampire reference. All these living dead burning up in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty standard Gerard using vampires as a metaphor for terrible people.
Yes. And, like, being dead on the inside.
Yeah.
Like, being famous and, like, knowing other famous people burning up in the sun. Like, maybe being a celebrity kills you a little bit inside.
Mm.
You're a little bit less than human.
Wow.
Got a taste for the cash and androgyny?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
Anybody want to come and rescue me? Now, in the next album, Danger Days, where he's talking about save yourself, I'll hold them back. Do you remember in the Grammy interview where somebody asked him about that song and someone was like, well, what does this mean? And he was like, I guess I just stopped needing to be saved. When, though? When? Because right here...
When?
I need to see the receipts, Gerard, because right here, I have it on paper that he's asking for someone to come and rescue him. Unless it's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, or like sarcastic, or I don't know.
I think it's tongue-in-cheek, and I think it's also like, you know, he feels uncomfortable and isn't having the best time. And then he's
not.
like, is anyone going to come and rescue me? And the answer is like, no. And he's like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah,
I guess we're doing this.
yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't feel like this one is like a sincere ask.
Yeah. The Oz in the background, as we stated before, they're so good. They're very good for this very hard song that, I don't know, it's just like this really...
It's a good counterbalance.
Yes, it's
for
like
sure.
a counterbalance type thing. It's so good. And the la la la, oh my god, I love when Gerard la la la's. We all love when Gerard la la la's. He just does the la la la's so well. All the time, every time he delivers.
Yes. God, this song is so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good. And, like, there's no part of this song that's weak. It's all strong.
Yeah. What is
Like, every single part.
he saying in the background of the breakdown? Because he's going, everybody wants some, and I don't
It's
know
like
what he's
something
doing.
like everybody in the back of my. I hear like back of my, or
Yeah,
like back
back
of my whatever.
of my van. I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what it is, and I mean I don't think anyone else knows either.
No. Hey, at Gerard, I need to know what the fuck you're saying there. There are very few songs where he's saying something in the background and I can't understand him. There's always a way for me to find out what he's saying, and I can't. I don't know what he's saying.
Except for that one song on Revenge, was it
Give him hell.
Care or whatever? Yeah, motherfucker, that one drives me fucking insane.
I know, but that,
We'll never know.
no, we'll never know.
Never know ever.
Frank knows that one. I know he does.
So that's it for the fourth release of Conventional Weapons, the Double Axes.
Yep.
Because these songs both came here to fucking kill you.
Yeah. Yep. I feel like we had a different vibe this episode. One, because these songs slap so hard, and two, because it's Friday and we don't normally record on Fridays.
No, we do not.
So I have a completely different vibe on Fridays than I do on Thursdays. I am monumentally more unhinged, I feel. And everyone's just gonna have to live with that.
Yes. But that's about
That's
it.
that on that.
So, it is time for fan anecdotes. We're trying to move through them before this podcast is kaput.
We're gonna have to have a solid episode that has a lot of fan anecdotes in them.
We're good.
Okay.
These are only a few months old, so.
Yeah. Okay. Our first fan anecdote is from Blue Potato 1 on Instagram. I could have been into MCR when they were together. I missed out on that. I really liked them when I heard them on the radio, etc., but I never actually looked them up or anything because of the bad reputation they had at my school. If you listened to them, you were really weird. And so, desperate to make friends, me stayed as far away from all that as possible. A couple years ago, I decided to look them up on a whim. I don't really remember why. And of course, I fell in love. I was always too scared to look into them because I thought my 0 friends at the time would think I was weird and wouldn't want to talk to me anymore if they found out. Again, no one I tried to befriend talked to me at the time anyway. It wouldn't have changed anything. I'm kind of mad at myself now for not just looking into them, and I could have maybe even got to see them live and befriended some MCR fans who were actually worth my time. It's a bit ironic because MCR totally supports the whole be yourself, don't care what others think, do what makes you happy thing, and for whatever reason, it kinda amuses me that I didn't do exactly that. Basically, don't be an idiot like I was. I completely missed out on seeing them live, and all that because of it. I wasted my time trying to be cool, and like Gerard said, I'm never actually going to be cool, and I'm very glad I stopped trying. It would have been really nice to have had advice like that at the time. I would have probably been very emo. Would have been fun to look back on. But oh well. Sorry it takes me forever to get my thoughts down, and they usually end up as essays like this. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Blue Potato, for sharing.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
That reminds me of my first email address, which was Blue Puppy.
Blue Puppy.
Cut from the same cloth, I say. So my anecdote is from Stickman. I don't think we have another name for him. I think he's just Stickman. Okay. I also knew somebody growing up who had Stickman as their username. But anyway. Stickman says, "Hey guys, love your podcast. Hearing other fans sharing their stories of getting into MCR has made me want to share mine. My story is different, however, because I'm 14.
Oh, a child.
I was born the same year 3 Cheers came out.
Stop it.
And due to how young I was at the time, I missed the popularity of pop punk and emo bands in the early 2000s. Up until I was 12, I didn't really care about music and only listened to music when the radio was on. One day, as I was surfing YouTube, I came across Emperor's New Clothes by Panic at the disco, and I immediately was obsessed. Over the next year or so, I bought all of their albums and became a huge fan. I started to listen to other bands like Green Day and Paramore. While surfing the internet for Panic merch, I found a shirt referencing the Emo Trinity. I started doing research and discovered that Fall Out Boy and MCR were the other bands in it. I didn't get into MCR until a few months later when a random memory of a song called Welcome to the Black Parade popped into my mind. I had heard of the song before, but I had no idea what it was or who it was by. I listened to the song out of curiosity and was mesmerized. I had never heard a song this creative and interesting. I did research on the band and within a month had bought and listened to the Black Parade on CD. It became and still is my favorite album, not just of MCR, but of all time. After obsessing over the album for a while, I bought and listened to 3 Cheers and Danger Days. I knew about Bullets and had heard a few songs from it, but since it was so hard to get a hold of on CD, I temporarily gave up on it. It was eventually another podcast recommendation that brought me to yours. Listening to your coverage on the history and evolution of MCR has re-sparked my interest in the band. Thanks to you guys, MCR is now my favorite band. I finally tracked down Bullets on CD and listened to it all the way through for the first time. I watched Life on the Murder Scene for the first time, and it only made me love them even more. MCR didn't save my life, but they definitely changed it, and made me feel like someone else is going through the same things I am. I know this is way too long, but thanks for taking the time to read it. P.S. I have a few song recommendations. 1. Parents by Youngblood. 2. Loner by Youngblood. 3. I Miss the Misery by Hailstorm. Thanks again for reading this. Keep doing this podcast. It's one of my favorites. Well, thank you, Stickman, whoever you are, for sending in your anecdote and making us feel really old.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We still really appreciate it.
It's fine to feel old.
Is
It happens sometimes, and it will continue to happen for the rest of our lives, Kat.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're old. Thank you for sending in your anecdotes. We really appreciate them. Now is the point of the episode where we say thank you to our patrons. We do have a Patreon. You can become a patron and pledge any amount of money you want, to be honest. It only takes $1 to pledge to our Patreon to get early access to episodes, but you can donate more and get your name on this list, and that would be amazing. So this is a big thank you to everybody who has pledged $2 or more a month to our Patreon. And they are Tim Malpass, Vienna Langton, Gabby Dauber, The Boy Phantom, my mom, Tara LaMantia, Cherith McGregor, Katie Kelly, Melissa Contreras, Phil Grant, Imra Johnson, Caitlin Carnes, Anne-Louise Mullen, Kayla Williams, Dominique Gray, Liz Roswell, Bertha Villa, Jen Schillingberg, Vanessa Zermeno, Brianna Tong, Alina Guier, Cassie Witt, Patricia Ignacio, Jenna Dove, Darcy Sheltman, Ella Bird, Jasmine Brett, Rionda Graff, Casey Gerhart,
My sister.
her sister, and Jacob Grimm. Thank you guys so much for helping us keep this podcast alive for its brief lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
And now, it's time for the fun part. What is your song of the week, Haley?
My song of the week is Flyer by Skating Polly.
Flyer, fly away. Got 2 hours till my flight boards and I haven't packed a thing. And you know me to always fear a little change.
Oh, hell yeah, I fucking love Skating Polly.
I vibe with this song so hard. So the whole song is good, but halfway through, it starts to go off, and it blows me away.
I've had 2 chances to see Skating Polly live, and both times Frank Iero is the reason I didn't see them,
Ooh.
because they were playing at the same
Got it.
time, or at very close times.
Wow.
Fuck you, Frank.
Yeah.
My song of the week, I've been listening to a lot of great music this week that I haven't listened to in a long time. But my song of the week is Outcry by Cordoba,
Oh, yeah.
which is one of our patrons' bands, Brianna Tong.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's great. And I saw them with a friend in Philadelphia the other day, and they were incredible. It was amazing. And Brianna's obviously like a huge MCR fan, and she's also like doing an MCR cover band for Halloween in Chicago. Also, this band is from Chicago. Wow, this is a mess. The band is Cordoba. They are from Chicago. They are a jazz fusion band, and they do a lot of political activism work as well.
Mm-hmm.
They had a really cool song that they played at the show called Ghosts, and it's about like the housing crisis in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really great. It was so fucking good. But Outcry is also a really good song, and you should listen to it.
Yep. We have talented friends.
We have so many talented friends, and I love it. I bask in their talent. I think this concludes our business for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to spooky season, everyone.
I'm so excited.
Welcome. This is the time when we thrive. This is the time when we grow.
Let them live in October. It will help them grow.
We need to end the episode, Haley.
I'm just struggling tonight. Sorry.
I have to edit this in one day.
Okay.
Anyway, please embrace the darkness, that is all. Until next time, I'm Kat.
I'm Haley.
And this is My Chemical Fancast. We'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye.